Hello, welcome to Yin Yoga. And this practice is going to be an amazing practice for you to do. If it's the end of a busy day, if you're newer to Yin Yoga, this is a fantastic entryway into it. We're not going to be holding things for too incredibly long, and they're not really complicated poses either. So if you're not really sure, can be a great entry for you here. Prop wise, we're going to use a strap towards the end. So any kind of belt will work with that if you don't have a formal yoga strap. I've got an extra blanket here, and this is just because I'm going to use this as a demo as an prop alternative once we get to a supported back bend. If you don't have a bolster or something like that, or maybe you can only back bend a little bit, but not a lot. The option I'll give you with this can make that one more accessible. I'm going to use a bolster for that one. I'm also going to use my bolster for Shavasana as well as a little bit of a leg rest. I'm sitting on a blanket, and I'm going to be using this in a moment as a neck pillow. So feel free to have what it is that you need. And always have your water available because you never know when you need it. So sitting in a nice, comfortable position, whatever looks like for you, whatever you need to do to feel good. That might be crisscross applesauce. That might be legs forward, out wide, or sitting back on the ankles. And as you begin to settle in, just notice for a moment your sitting posture. So no matter how you're sitting, you want to try to get your ears, your shoulders, and your hips to be in this nice alignment. But you want to keep the natural curvature of the low spine. You want to support that back with a nice strong front. Zipping up and in from the pubic bone behind the navel. If you're not sure what that is, just take the belly button into the spine. Let the shoulders relax. Releasing around the eyes and clenching the jaw. Sinking into the sit bones while releasing through the hips. Bringing awareness to that breath. Are you breathing in and out through the nose? In and out through the mouth? Or a combination? Do you breathe with the shoulders? Do you have a good expansion of that rib cage on the inhale? Do you breathe with the belly? Yeah. So bringing that awareness to the breath, we're going to change that up a little bit. So if you can, as you inhale through the nose, expand that rib cage and hold at the top. So we'll inhale nice and slow. Hold. And slowly release. Good. Through the nose, inhale and expand. Hold. As you exhale, purse the lips and blow out. We'll do that again. Inhale through the nose and expand slowly. Hold. Purse the lips as you slowly blow out. One more time. Inhale and expand slowly. Hold. And now exhale in the way of your choice. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up, reaching all the way up, touching the palms together, gently bringing the hands into heart center. Creating an intention for your practice. What would you like to give, receive from this practice in this moment? You can always dedicate this practice to yourself, someone else, or something. I'm going to do gratitude for this day. Inhale, we'll take the arms back up. We'll reach. Good. Eyes can open now if they were closed. We're going to take a side bend to the left, which might be opposite of me, but that's okay. Take it to the left. I'm trying to keep my shoulder, my hip bone, and my hand in that alignment. I'm really pressing down to that opposite hip, and I'm reaching long through the top arm. When we take a long top arm versus just kind of letting it fall like this, you get a little bit more engagement down that side body. So stay with the breath, breathe and expand, knowing you can come back to this breath at any time for any length. Good. Now from here, we'll come up. Good. We're going to reach and we'll take that to the other side. So my right hand's going to come down, hand, shoulder, and hip are in alignment. I'm reaching my top arm nice and long. I'm pressing through that opposite hip. I'm also not trying to hang here in the shoulder. So I want to be nice and strong and supported there as well. And then when ready, good, we'll gently come back up. Both arms reach. Big inhale, exhale. We're going to take a rotation to the left. Good. Both sits bones are grounded. I'm going to let my arms drop down, rolling the shoulders back. You can stay here, maybe looking a little bit more behind you. See if you can expand that rib cage on the inhale. If not, you might be too deep into your twist. And then when ready, inhale and we'll lift. Exhale, we'll come back to center, taking it to the other side. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Arms are going to come down. Rolling the shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you if you can. Breathing and expanding. Noticing maybe how one side might feel different than the other. Maybe it's tighter. Maybe it's more open. The only wrong answer is pain. So if we feel pain or we can't breathe well, then we want to come out. And inhale and we'll lift. And exhale, come back to center. We're going to come to all fours now just for a short moment. We're going to continue to work through the back a little bit and loosen it up through some cat-cows and then through a child's pose. So if you need more knee cushion than what you have, go ahead and bring that in. Maybe a pillow, maybe a folded blanket, maybe folding up your mat, wherever it is that you're working. I'm going to spread my fingers nice and wide here. I'm going to root to the knuckles of the pinky, the pointer, and the thumb. My shoulders are over or slightly behind the wrist. My knees are under my hips. They can be slightly wider if you've got a cranky low back right now. Belly button is in. I'm pushing that floor away. On an inhale, I'm going to take the chest forward, tilting the pelvis back, looking forward. Here's my cow pose. This is deep extension. If this isn't for you, go to your body's range of motion. Exhale, I'm going to really push away the floor, tucking the tail, looking towards my thighs. This is deep flexion. If this isn't for you, just kind of stop where you need to stop. And inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. Inhale, extension. Exhale, and flexion. One more time. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Good. We'll take this into a really short child's pose here. Knees can be together as wide as your mat or somewhere in between. You can let your arms come long in front of you. If that doesn't feel good to the shoulders, you can always take the hands back by the ankles, letting the shoulders relax. Forehead can come to the floor. You can also prop it up with a folded blanket. Good. Chest may or may not come to the full here. A lot of that's going to depend on how open you are in the hips and the knees. Just go to where you can go. Breathe and expand. Returning to breath. Returning to intention. Preparing for this practice. And then once you're ready, we're going to take the hands underneath the shoulders. We'll press ourselves up. And we're going to come onto our back. So I'm going to keep this neck pillow kind of out of the way right now. I'll bring it back in for the next one. But we're just going to lie on our back here. I'm going to take my 2-minute timer with me. So we're going to come into a bananasana here, bananasana. So we're making ourselves look like a banana of sorts. And we're going to do this on both sides for a couple minutes on each side. Now, Some of you might have a cranky back just coming down here. So before we get into this, just let the knees bend and let the knees just go side to side for a moment. Just kind of let things settle down a little bit. Keeping the belly in here. This protects the SI joints at the low back, where the hip and the low back meet each other. Sacroiliac joint. Good. And then once you're ready, good, we'll take this. And then if it might feel good to you, just take a nice full body stretch while we're here, reaching from the fingertips to the toes. And then when ready, good. I'm going to let my right leg slide out to the right. My left leg can slide along beside it or cross over. I'm going to pick my upper body up and take it over towards the right. And then I'm going to tug on my left wrist with my right hand, making sure I hit the right button. Good. And then from here, we're just going to breathe and expand for 2 minutes. If you need to come out of here before the 2 minutes is up, please feel free to do so by coming back to a nice long line and taking knees into the chest. You may not be here today, but eventually you want to keep both hip bones and both shoulders on the floor. That will come with time as things loosen up a little bit and with practice. Practice makes progress. And opening up the left side of the body here. Big, deep, slow breaths. Maybe you feel the urge to cough. That's okay. Sometimes when we get into the side body, that happens. The heart chakra releasing something no longer serving it. Let yourself cough if needed. Try not to suppress it. Good. And so then to come out of here and undo the legs. Good. You can release that wrist, lift the upper body up, take it back to center, reach from fingertips to the toes. If it would feel good to you to take knees into the chest, go real quick. Then give your body what it needs, and you can do that here. We're going to take that to the other side now. So from here, good. Coming back to that nice long body stretch. The left leg's going to slide out to the left. Right leg is going to slide along beside it or can cross over. I'm going to pick up my upper body and take it over to the left. And then my left hand's going to grab the right wrist. And we'll breathe and expand here for another couple minutes. And you might notice differences again on this side versus the other. This is definitely my tightest side right now. It's my tighter shoulder and tighter in the side body here. And again, come out if you need to. If the cough wants to come up and out, let it. Envision maybe letting go of something no longer serving you each out breath. Breathe. Good. I'm going to release my legs, release that wrist, take the upper body back, finding that full body stretch. And then from here, if you haven't done it, we're going to go ahead, just bend the knees, take one knee at a time into the chest, and just kind of grab here and rock, rock side to side. Good. I'm going to take this into just a basic supine twist, a basic supine twist. Now I am going to bring in a little neck pillow here. Good. And we're going to do this one actually for 3 minutes on each side. So I'm going to start by taking my arms out to the side. I'll take my knees into a tabletop position. Good. And then I'm just going to let those knees come all the way over to my right. Good. Now, some people might need something between the knees. That's okay. And then I'm going to look to my left. And I'm going to focus again on breathing and expanding here. And you can change that breath pattern to facilitate more relaxation if needed. Maybe inhaling for a count of 4 and holding, and then exhaling for a count of 4. Sometimes when we think about letting go of something, we keep our focus on that one or two or maybe 3 or more really big, hard things, and we get discouraged. We all have little things that we can get rid of too. If you feel overwhelmed with letting something go that seems really big and daunting, start with the little things. And as the little things are let go and fade away, then the bigger things don't seem as much of a threat or as much of a challenge. It becomes easier to let them go. Always coming back to the breath, coming back to intention. And gently, we'll take that head back to center. Good. I'm going to recommend one leg at a time to come back to center because we've been there for a while. Things in the other side might be a little sensitive. Keeping the knees in, just do a gentle little rock. Okay. Then we'll take that to the other side. So I'm going to take my timer to this hand. Good. Arms out, knees in tabletop position. Good. We're going to let those legs go over to the left now. Again, if you need something between the knees, you can put something there. And then maybe looking to the right. If it's too much on the neck to look in a certain position, you can always just look towards the ceiling. Breathing and expanding. My intention was gratitude for myself for this practice. So I can have gratitude that I can let go of the little things as a pathway to let go of bigger things. And expand. And let go of tension with each out breath. Back to breath. Relax the face. And take the head back to center. One leg at a time, slowly, slowly coming back to center. Keep those knees bent and gently rock, 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 side to side. From here in the way that's best for you and on the side that you need to go, I'm just going to take my feet down, shift my hips to one side, go over to the side, stay here if you need to, and then I'm going to press myself up. So we're going to take this into a supported back bend. This is going to be 2 minutes. So I'm going to move this out of the way and I'm going to show you something here that if you can't do a deep back bend, you can always take your blanket, okay, and you can roll it however you need to roll it. And then we want to back bend from the thoracic, not from the lumbar, the low back. So you would put this right along the low rib cage, right along the bra line if you're female, and that will give you just a little bit of a back bend without going to extremes. And you can roll it up as deep as you want, as little bit as you want. It's just kind of there if that's something you want. And even, you can just fold it this way. You can fold it this way. That's still a little bit less than what a bolster is going to do. So those of you that are using a larger cushion or a bolster, I'm going to take that bolster and listen up my base blanket here, all the way up against my body here. Some people might need a head support on the back of the head. I do not, so I'm not going to use it, but just know that that's always okay if you need that. So I'm going to take my 2-minute timer with me here. Legs can be long. You can also have them bent, no matter what prop you're using. Just always do what's comfortable for you. And then I'm just going to lie back here. Good. And I'm going to let my shoulders come off. And I'm going to keep my knees bent today. We're going to do this one for 2 minutes. So again, this is a nice heart opener. And you might, again, feel the need to cough. And if you do, let it happen. Don't suppress it. I won't know if you're coughing or not. Sometimes I have to cough. So just let yourself release what needs to be released. Always coming back to the breath. And then even here, as you're with the breath, and you try to expand. If it becomes too much at any time, bend the knees, roll over to your side, and carefully come out. Relax the face. Unclench the jaw. And now from here, if your legs are long, I'm going to go ahead and bend them. Good. I'm going to roll over to my side. Again, it doesn't matter which side. Good. And then carefully help yourself off of your bolster, your folded blanket, pillow, whatever it is you're using. Sit here for a moment. That can be more intense than what we're expecting sometimes. And then when you feel safe to move without, having a little bit of woo-woo maybe in the head, you can carefully move the bolster, cushion, or prop out of the way. I'm going to bring my neck pillow back in here. We're going to come back onto our backs. Now, while we're down here, go ahead and find your strap and go ahead and bring that where it is within reach. Good. As we come down here, good, you can bend the knees a little bit. And again, if you need to just kind of wiggle side to side, always give yourself what it needs. And then we're going to take this into a supine cobbler's pose, So I'm just going to bring my knees in here. I'm going to give you an option. So this is a hip opener here. So it's just like this, and the soles of the feet are coming together. If putting your feet together and bringing the heels down towards the groin is not your jam today for any reason, just let the knees bend, let the feet stay apart, just kind of hold at your shin, let everything kind of come out wide for a moment. That's called what I call a happy adult, and you'll still get a hip opener like we're seeking there. But those of you that are able to take the soles of the feet together and hold them there, go ahead and do that. And no matter where you're at, if you find a little bit more length from the tailbone to the top of the head, and we'll be here for 2 minutes. And then from here, people feel different things in hip openers. So if at any point when you're feeling pain, numbness, tingling, burning anywhere, maybe around the hips or the knees or anything like that, you want to back off and release. You don't want to stay there. And keep focusing on the length. Again, relaxing through the face. Relax around the forehead and clenching the jaw. See if the shoulders can fall a little bit more away from the ears. Expanding the rib cage on the inhale. Good. Again, if you're tightening through the hip, just kind of relax through there. It's all normal when we first start off. Sometimes it's normal when we're not paying attention. Yeah. You gently, gently, carefully release. Good. Bring the knees in. Maybe it would feel good to lengthen one leg and then the other leg. Or taking the feet down and reaching them all this way. Again, get any little movement that would feel good. We're going to stretch this out here. And this isn't really yin, what we're getting ready to do, but it's just really great for the hips and opening up and facilitating relaxation. So we're going to hold each one of these for 45 seconds each. I'll start by putting my right foot into the strap. You want the upper body to stay on the floor here. Your other leg can be bent or extended long. Your low back will let you know what feels good and what does not. You can choke up here, but again, the upper body's on the floor. The closer you bring the leg in towards the face, the deeper the stretch. The closer you bring the toes towards the face, the deeper the stretch. But keep a little micro bend in the knee. And like anything else, pain, numbness, tingling, burning, not normal. We want to back off if we feel those. Again, big deep breaths. So my intention was gratitude. You can always ask yourself, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for this space and this practice. Yeah. Gently release. 45 seconds isn't really that long, but it's also long. Good. So I'm going to take both pieces of the strap into the right hand now. You want both shoulders and both hips to stay on the floor. If you're bending this knee, you want the knee and the hip to stay in alignment. Try not to let it fall out to the side as a counterweight. Okay, so good body mechanics, good form. Good. I'm going to let that leg go out to the side. I'm going to kind of wiggle around here, finding my optimal spot. You're thinking to yourself, I can't keep both hips on the floor if my knee's not falling out to the side. Then you're taking your leg too far out to the side. You need to lift it up a little bit. Expand. Good. We'll bring that back up. Okay, now we will lengthen that other leg if you had it bent. Gonna switch this out here. Good. Both pieces of the strap's going to come to the left hand now. Good. And I'm just going to kind of do a little wiggle here as I come across. You want to try to find your best spot. And for a lot of people, it's not directly across. But you can find the 45, and I'm going to hold this at 45 today. Some people feel this is more effective if the leg is longer. Some people find it more effective if there's a bend in the knee. So kind of find what it is that your body needs today. This is a nice IT band outer hip stretch here. Good. And we'll release. Good. I'm going to get my other timer. We're going to take this now, removing that foot into a 1 minute figure four, a 1 minute figure four. So I'm going to put a bend in that left knee. I'm going to cross my right ankle on top. For some of you, this might be your figure four. Others are going to pull it in and you're just going to hold here for 1 minute. Others might thread this through. Upper body is on the floor. Okay. Find your figure four. I'm going to point the right toes to the right knee and left toes to the left knee. You're also free to rock this figure four. If that would feel good to you. Come back to breath. And then from here, gently release, carefully undo, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We're going to do that all to the other side and come into our Shavasana from there. Making sure I'm picking up the right timer. We're going to take the left foot into the strap now. Good. So again, right knee can be bent or extended long, whatever is best for you. Find a grip, upper body stays on the floor, a micro bend in that knee, gentle tug towards the face. Always returning to intention, returning the breath. If you ever find yourself in a stretch, maybe these, maybe, any kind of pose or any other kind of stretch, and you're holding your breath or tightening up your face, those are signs that we've gone too far. So just be mindful of your practice. And then from here, good. Both pieces of the strap into the left hand. Good. Both hips stay grounded. You can bend this knee if needed, but keep the knee in line with the hip. Don't let it fall outside. I'm just going to kind of wiggle this out here. I never know where I need to be over here. Good. And 45 seconds here. Whoops. Not a minute 45, just 45. Good. And because I messed that up, I'm just going to watch here. I tried to make it with different timers for different things. And sometimes when you push the wrong button, things happen, but that's okay. You breathe through it, you let it go. Good. We'll gently bring that back up. Good. We'll switch out our feet here. Good. So from here, your other leg will come long if you had it bent. Just kind of do just a little wiggle, wiggle as you come over. Good. Just kind of find that nice stretch, a long leg or a bend in that knee. Everyone's different. Your sides might be different from one side to the other. Just breathing. I hope this has been a great practice for you. We've gotten discreetly in almost all of our parts in different ways. Good. And we'll gently come back up. Remove that foot from the strap and prepare for figure four on the side. So I'm going to cross the left ankle over the right knee. This might be it. You might bring it in and hold it here. You might thread it through, making sure I press the right button. 1 minute here, 1 minute here. Pointing the left toes towards the left knee, right toes towards the right knee. You can rock the figure four if appropriate. Taking those big deep breaths. Nice long exhales. And turning to your intention. Good. And then from here, just gently release, gently undo, and gently let the knees go side to side. We're going to go into our Shavasana practice now. So I'm going to carefully roll over to my side and press myself up because I want to grab my bolster. And I'm just going to let my leg kind of come across this bolster. It's a nice low back relief. And because I have that extra blanket, you can always cover yourself up in Shavasana, but I'm going to use this folded blanket as a weight across my belly. And it's just a little bit more grounding when you have that over the belly and the pelvis. I've got that here. Another way you can do that is to take that and go across here. Different people like and need and want different things. So I'm going to come here. Make yourself about 10% more comfortable. Good. And we're gonna set this as a 4-minute Shavasana, 4-minute Shavasana. And so you'll hear the timer, but I want you to stay in your Shavasana position because I will cue you out of it. So from here, just getting that comfortableness. Good. And then allow yourself to sink in to the earth, being supported, and releasing the jaw, releasing through the hips, the forehead, maybe the shoulders and the hands, the knees and the feet. And breathe. From here, taking some deep breaths. Taking some time to wiggle the fingers and the toes, maybe taking head and neck from side to side. Use the blanket or pillow across the body for some grounding. You can carefully move that out of the way. One knee at a time, bring it into the chest. Give it a tug. You're free to lift up and hug yourself or just stay here for a moment. And I'm going to move my bolster out of the way and my neck pillow out of the way. And one more time, I'm going to get a nice full body stretch here, reaching from the fingertips to the toes. And then gently bending in both knees, rolling over to the right or the left side. Good. Taking a moment. Take all the time that you need here. Feel free to hang out here for the rest of the evening if this is an evening practice for you. And when you're ready, you'll press yourself up in a comfortable seat. Hands to heart center. And we'll take the thumbs to the forehead for good and true thoughts, to the lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving hearts. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. I hope this practice helped you to either have a wonderful evening of sleep and relaxation, or maybe starting your day or in the middle of your day and taking it the rest of the day with ease. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.